From the dawn of civilization, the sun has been the center of our existence. We have gazed at the sun for ages and worshipped it with a deeply rooted connection to our faith. But for a few residents from this small hill station in southern India, watching the sun is not just a matter of faith. It has become their religion, the religion of science and curiosity that dates back to more than 100 years. Located in the picturesque Palani Hills, Kodaikanal has been helping scientists to unravel the mysteries of our sun, as it hosts one of the oldest solar observatory in the world, the Kodaikanal Solar Observatory. The observatory traces its humble origin as a private observatory in Madras that was initiated in 1786 by William Petrie, an officer in the East India Company. With a keen interest in astronomy, he, along with Michael Toppings and John Goldingham, undertook several stellar observations that helped compute the geographical location of this observatory. In 1802, this accurate observation of the meridian helped Colonel William Lambton start the great trigonometrical survey of the vast Indian subcontinent. After 115 years of existence, the Madras Observatory was shifted to Kodaikanal. Professor Mishi Smith undertook the Herculean task of setting up a dedicated solar observatory on one of the highest peaks in Kodaikanal. And on 1st of April 1899, the Kodaikanal Solar Observatory was commissioned. Regular observations of the sun began as early as 1900s. White light images were taken consistently using the 6-inch telescope mounted in the north dome of the observatory. Today, Satish, a telescope operator at the Kodaikanal Solar Observatory, is here to take a photograph of the sun with this century-old telescope. Originally erected on the roof of the Madras Observatory in 1850, this telescope was transported to Kodaikanal Observatory soon after its commissioning. As he aligns the telescope towards the sun, he carefully mounts the photographic plate. A simple mechanism releases the shutter, exposing the plate to direct sunlight. The photographic plate is then taken to the development lab, where the negatives are developed using several fixation techniques. What might appear as a routine task has actually become a tradition that has been followed religiously for more than 100 years. While the observatory was continuously undertaking solar imaging in the white light spectrum, interest also grew in imaging through specific filters that could help observe the sun's different regions. In 1907, John Evershed, with his expertise in spectroscopy, joined the Kodaikanal Solar Observatory and soon became the director. He ordered a special spectroheliograph, which was later modified with the help from his local Indian staff from Kodaikanal. He could now photograph the sun in calcium K and hydrogen alpha. Evershed used this spectroheliograph extensively and discovered that there is a radial outflow of gases from the sunspot. This discovery, which is well known today as the Evershed effect, became a major milestone in the history of the Kodaikanal Solar Observatory and in the solar physics field, as it demonstrated an important role in the understanding of the physical properties of the sunspots and the evolution of solar activity. Evershed retired in 1923, and the successive directors Thomas Royds, A.L. Narayan and Anil Kumar Das improved the infrastructure and contributed immensely in modernizing the observatory. On 15th August 1947,
at the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
with India gaining its independence, the Kodaikanal Solar Observatory got a tremendous infrastructural push from a recommendation of a committee appointed by the Government of India that had Meghnad Saha, a renowned astrophysicist, as the chairman. Soon, Manali Khalat Venu Babu, a distinguished young astronomer, after obtaining his PhD from Harvard, returned to India and was appointed as a chief astronomer to build an observatory at Nainital. By 1960, at the age of 32, he was appointed as the youngest director of the Kodaikanal Solar Observatory, where he put into operation the newly installed solar instruments, especially the Solar Tunnel Telescope. Venu Babu, who is now fondly remembered as the father of modern Indian astronomy, also extended the work into nighttime astronomy by establishing a dedicated 2.3-meter telescope in a sandalwood forest in Kavalur in Tamil Nadu. The solar data available at Kodaikanal Solar Observatory's archive is probably the oldest and the only data set available in the world with a consistent format of its images that span over a century, that contain around 10 solar cycles, each of 11-year period. Realizing that this enormous useful information can be further extracted from these solar archives, efforts have now been made to digitize these plates and films using state-of-the-art modern instrumentations. A specialized digitizer unit has been set up at the observatory to digitize over 100 years of solar data. Photographic plates and films containing solar images have been carefully stored in their individual paper envelopes in a temperature-controlled, low-humidity archive room. The plate is mounted on a digitizer and an overhead CCD camera that is cryogenically cooled to about -100 degrees Celsius and is used to take digital images. Apart from archival solar images, the Kodaikanal Solar Observatory's library is a treasure of astronomical literature that hosts the solar and other astronomical documented records. In thousands of books, graphs, diagrams, and logs with tedious calculations on the solar observations dating as back as 1794. One of the highlighting features of the library is its unique shelving arrangements, which extend all the way to the ceiling of the library hall. Today, with the advent of technology and the shift from analog to digital, it is no longer possible to acquire the old format of photographic plates and films. Therefore, the observatory has installed new telescopes observing in white light, calcium K and hydrogen alpha, and capturing data in digital formats. The Kodaikanal Solar Observatory also houses the only solar tunnel telescope in the country. This tunnel telescope contains an assembly of 3 identical mirrors that divert the sunlight into a 60-meter-long underground tunnel that passes through a set of lenses to form a 34-centimeter disk image of the sun. The tunnel telescope is equipped with a spectroheliograph, thus enabling one to get high-resolution observations of the magnetic fields in the sunspots and the complex movement of gases in the solar atmosphere. With its over 100 years in legacy that evolved from its humble beginnings at Madras to become one of the important centers for solar studies in the world, the Kodaikanal Solar Observatory has provided several generations of astronomers with the requisite tools to understand and decode the mysteries of the sun.